let's put together your hi-hat stand. First thing to know is you want to get a carpet. 3x5 carpet with the carpet top and the rubber bottom would be great. So we're going to extend the legs, and we're going to make sure that both the legs and the base are equally touching the ground. You don't want it to be too high where the base is not touching. You also don't want it to be where the legs are not touching. That would make it unstable. Like that. Then I'll tighten down the wing nut just a bit. Now, one thing to know, on the legs, they have spikes. A lot of the hi-hat stands, the legs have spikes. So you want to adjust that so it digs into the carpet just a bit. So when you're playing, it doesn't creep ahead. So now I'm going to attach the pedal to the base. And also, right in the base, there's spikes as well. So you want to adjust those as well. So now we got a good solid base. So now I'm going to attach the rod, the upper pull rod, I think as they call it. There you go. Then I'm going to take the upper tube, attach that, and I'll tighten that down just snug. And there you go. Now I'm going to put on the hi-hat cymbals. But first, I'm going to put on the washer, then the felt, in that order. So now the hi-hat cymbals. There's usually a bottom and a top hi-hat cymbal. So this one is the bottom. Put that on there, like that. And next, I'm going to take the hi-hat cymbal, the top one, and put it on. But first, I'm going to attach the hi-hat clutch. That. So, the top of it, and then I'm going to put a felt on, and then I'm going to put that on the top part of the hi-hat. I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to have another felt, and then the lock washer. That's the order you want to put it in. Tighten that. I'll put that on, just like that. So now that we have the hi-hat and the hi-hat stand put together, let's talk about a few more things. First, you can adjust the height of the hi-hats by unscrewing this wing nut here and pulling up or lowering the upper tube. Now, on this part, the top part of the hi-hat stand, there's this little screw here. Now, what is that? Well, that is there to change the angle of the bottom hi-hat. So, if I put the hi-hat, top and the bottom hi-hats on, and if I were to have, so you get a good chirp, that's a chirp, they call that. Now, if I loosen this screw and both hi-hat cymbals became parallel, you wouldn't really get a good chirp. So if I screwed this screw in, and it would push up on the washer and the felt, and therefore pushing up on the bottom hi-hat, it would make the two cymbals uneven. And that produces that sound, that chirp sound. They use that in music all over the place, jazz, funk, blues. So you want that chirp sound. Lastly, I've had a lot of younger students, they kind of just loosen the clutch, let the rod up, and then tighten it, and it just makes one sound. Well, that's okay, but the hi-hat was designed with this foot and the spring and the rod to make many different sounds. So you want to get used to, if you can, having the hi-hat open just a bit. And the way I go about it is I'll loosen the clutch, and then I'll push down on the hi-hat pedal as far as I want to where it feels comfortable when I'm playing, and that's going to take a little experimentation. And then once it's as far as down as I want, I'll tighten the clutch, and then I'll have it where I want it.